So Perry here, you still don't get it. Okay. Perry still don't get it. We're going to read from the book of Enoch, the apocalypse of weeks, right? He keep calling me a fraud, keep saying I can't keep the commandments. He's telling me I'm trying to develop my own self-righteousness when all I'm doing is what God told me to do, right? Told me to keep the commandments, keep his laws, have them written in my heart, in my mind, have them written on the frontlets of my eyes, talk about it when I wake up and when I go to sleep, right? When I'm in the market, talk about it to my friends, to my family, right? You're supposed to talk about this every day, the law, right? Let's look at the apocalypse of weeks, right? Let's see what's going to be going on in the apocalypse of weeks, which is going on right now, right? And then I'm going to read something about Perry out of the book of Ezra in this next video, because I told Perry he better correct himself or else I was going to come with the sword. Now we're coming with the sword, okay? So here it is. After that, Enoch gave and began to recount from the books. And Enoch, right, seventh from Adam, you know, when you read the Bible, Old Testament, and you understand the bloodlines and the genealogies, Perry, that's what the Old Testament's for, so you know who is who and who was being talked about and what was being done, right? But no, you don't read Old Testament. You're in the New Testament, right? So let's get this Old Testament prophet, the righteous scribe Enoch, right? Concerning the children of righteousness, right? Perry, you're not righteous. You don't believe in being righteous. You don't believe in keeping the law, which is righteousness. And concerning the elect of the world, right? The elect. And concerning the plant of uprightness, I will speak these things. Yeah, I, Enoch, will declare them unto you, my sons, according to that which appeared to me in the heavenly vision, which I have known through the word of the holy angels, and have learnt from the heavenly tablets. See, this is where you messed up, Perry. You thought you could go up against somebody. You thought you was going up against an amateur in the game, knowing scripture. But you fail to realize you're going up against one of the children of Israel who read their Bible, who has all the law's books. Okay? So, really, Perry, you just put your foot in your own trap with your false doctrine, and now I'm about to out you. Let's see. According to that which appeared to me, okay, and Enoch began to recount from the books and said, I was born the 7th in the 1st week, okay? So he's talking about the time of Adam. He was born the 7th of Adam in the 1st week, while judgment and righteousness still endured. And after me there shall arise a 2nd week, great wickedness, and deceit shall have sprung up. This is the time of Noah. And in it there shall be the first end. Okay, that's the flood. Okay. And in it a man shall be saved. Noah, right? Noah. And after it is ended, unrighteousness shall grow up. That means the continuation of breaking God's laws, right? And a law shall be made for the sinners, right? So this is talking about a law shall be made for the sinners, right? That means if you go out and commit a sin and you know the law, right? That's like, you know, it says in the law, in human law, that, you know, if you murder someone, you get 25 years to life. Now, if you go out and murder someone, you're going to get punished for breaking that law. But if you know the law, you know not to break the law, then that means you're keeping a law, right? That means you know the law, don't break it. Okay? After that, in the 3rd week, at its close, a man shall be elected as the plant of righteous judgment. Okay? This is talking about the Messiah. Okay? and his posterity shall become the plant of righteousness forevermore. After that, in the 4th week, at its close, visions of the holy and righteous shall be seen, and a law for all generations. Wait, let me repeat that. And a law for all generations, and an enclosure shall be made for them. And after that, in the 5th week, at its close, the house of glory and dominion shall be built forever. So this is talking about when he comes down with his kingdom. And after that, in the 6th week, all who live in it shall be blinded, and their heart and the hearts of all them shall godlessly forsake wisdom. Okay, so this is talking about the temple. King Solomon's temple. Okay, this is talking about King Solomon's temple. Okay, just to clear that up, because I had to read. Okay, so then they godlessly forsake wisdom. This is all the biblical accounts, right? So this is King Solomon. I guess this 4th generation is when they had visions, Isaiah, Daniel, and then was having visions about, the Son of God, the Messiah, Yehoshua, Jesus, whoever you want to call him. And in it a man shall ascend. This is talking about the Messiah. And at its close, the house of dominion shall be burnt with fire. So they were building a palace for God and his son to come to. But, it was burnt. Or actually, oh, wait. No, this is the diaspora. Let me keep this on track. Okay, so this is the diaspora of the Israelites here. And in it a man shall ascend. I think this is King David. And at its close, the house of dominion shall be burnt with fire, and the whole race of the chosen root shall be dispersed. After that, in the 7th week, shall an apostate generation arise. This is our generation. And many shall be its deeds, and all its deeds shall be apostate. This is talking about the apostate churches. Excuse me. And at its close shall be elected the elect righteousness of the eternal plant of righteousness, to receive sevenfold instruction concerning all his creation. For who is there of all the children of men that is able to hear the voice of the Holy One without being troubled? And who can think his thoughts? And who is there that can behold all the works of heaven? And how should there be one who could behold the heaven? And who is there that could understand the things of the heaven, and see a soul or a spirit, and could tell thereof, or ascend and see all their ends, and think them or do like them? And who is there of all men that could know what is the breadth and the length of the earth, and to whom has been shown the measures thereof, measures of all of them? Or is there anyone who could discern the length of the heaven, or how great of his height, and upon where it is founded? And how great is the number of the stars, and where all the luminaries rest? So this is talking about his son right here. He's the only one that knows all that. He was there in the beginning with his father. Okay, so now we're getting into the last weeks, the last 3 weeks, right? So this is the end times, right? So it says here, after that there shall be another, the 8th week, that of righteousness, and a sword shall be given to it and a sword shall be given to it, that a righteous judgment may be executed on the oppressors, right? That's talking about America. And sinners shall be delivered into the hands of the righteous. Oh, so whoever's righteous is the ones who's the sinners, they're going to be delivered into their hands, right? Let's continue. And at its close, they shall acquire houses through their righteousness, and a house shall be built for the great King of glory forever. So this is talking about the children of Israel built for the king. And all mankind shall look to the path of uprightness. That means all mankind are going to try and look to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. And after that, in the 9th week, the righteous judgment shall be revealed to the whole world. The 9th week is when God is going to start judging righteously, right? And all the works of the godless shall vanish from the earth. So all the people that don't keep the laws, they're going to be vanishing from all the earth. And the world shall be written down for destruction. And after this, in the 10th week, in the 7th part, there shall be a great eternal judgment, in which he will execute vengeance amongst the angels. So he's talking about the fallen angels. And the first heaven shall depart and pass away, Revelations 21. And a new heaven shall appear, and all the powers of the heavens shall give sevenfold light. And after that there will be many weeks without number forever, and there shall be in goodness, and all shall be in goodness and righteousness. And sin shall no more be mentioned forever. So that means, breaking the law, right? When he said, not one jot or tittle shall pass from the law till all be fulfilled. He's talking about the prophecies there, Perry, not him fulfilling the law. He's talking about until all prophecies be fulfilled, unless your righteousness exceed the righteousness of the Pharisees and of the scribes, not one jot or tittle shall pass from the law, right? You're not going to pass until heaven and earth pass, right? Look at this. In the 10th week, in the 7th part, there shall be the great eternal judgment, and he will execute vengeance amongst the angels. Now pay attention, Perry. This is key. The first heaven shall depart and pass away. Now let's go into Revelations 21, or actually Matthew 5, right? Because Perry just don't understand. When he say until heaven and earth pass, right? Enoch backs up what the Messiah was saying. Enoch came before the Messiah. He prophesied of the Messiah, right? Here you go. Think not I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. Verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, not one jot or tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled. Right? Whosoever therefore shall break one of the least of these commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. For I say unto you that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the Pharisees and the scribes, ye shall in no case enter into the kingdom of heaven. Okay? What was the Pharisees doing? They were creating their own laws, like Perry here, right? So, once again, the first heaven shall depart and pass away, and a new heaven shall appear, and all the powers of the heavens shall give sevenfold light. And after that, after the first heaven depart and pass away, there will be many weeks without number forever, and all shall be in goodness and righteousness, and sin shall no more be mentioned forevermore. That means breaking the law shall no more be mentioned forevermore, because sin is the transgression of the law, or to break the law, Perry. Okay, let's keep going. And now I say unto you, my sons, love righteousness and walk therein. Oh, but Perry keeps saying don't walk in righteousness. I'm trying to create my own self-righteousness. No, you're wrong again, Perry. For the paths of righteousness are worthy of exception. But the paths of unrighteousness, which means to be lawless, not keep those laws, suddenly shall suddenly be destroyed and vanish. And to certain men of a generation shall the paths of violence and of death be revealed, and they shall hold themselves afar from them, and shall not follow them. Right? So that means, in this time, to certain And to certain men of a generation shall the paths of violence and death be revealed, and they shall hold themselves afar from them and shall not follow them. That means once we know sin, right? Once we know sin is the transgression of the law, because transgression is sin, right? And when we know that the wages of sin, which is the transgression of the law or breaking the law, when we know that the wages of sin is death, right? If you go out and kill somebody, you're subject to death. If you go out and commit adultery, you're subject to death in God's eyes. If you go out and worship an idol, you're subject to death in God's eyes. Not my eyes, but in God's eyes, because he's the one who wrote the law. Now I say unto you, the righteous, walk not in the paths of wickedness, nor in the paths of death, and draw not nigh to them, lest ye be destroyed. But seek and choose for yourselves righteousness and elect life, and walk in the paths of peace, and ye shall live and prosper. And hold fast to my words in the thoughts of your hearts, and suffer them not to be effaced from your hearts. For I know that sinners will tempt men to evilly entreat wisdom, so that no place may be found for her, and no manner of temptation may minish, right? Listen to Perry, right? He's tempting me to break the law, but it's not happening.
3:28. He says, therefore, we conclude. That means conclusion. It's finished. There's no more asking. We conclude that a man is justified. Justified. That means justified, sanctified, fully wiped, clean, doesn't make a difference. Justified without the deeds of the law.
Oh, well, what did Enoch say? Didn't he say the same thing? Okay, well, let's continue. He's talking about the end times too, Perry. So this is not Old Testament. He's talking about this time, right? And now I say unto you, the righteous, walk not in the paths of wickedness, nor in the paths of death, and draw not nigh unto them, lest ye be destroyed. But seek and choose for yourselves righteousness and elect life, and walk in the paths of peace, and ye shall live and prosper. And hold fast my words in the thoughts of your hearts, and suffer them not to be effaced from your hearts. For I know that sinners, like you, Perry, will tempt men to evilly entreat wisdom, so that no place may be found for her, and no manner of temptation may minish. Fresh woes for the sinners. Now let's see who the real sinners are, Perry, by the standards of the law, right? Woe to those who build unrighteousness and oppression and lay deceit as a foundation, like Perry. He lays deceit as a foundation, oppression, just like America, and unrighteous America, right? For they shall suddenly be overthrown, and they shall have no peace. Perry, you have no peace. I told you I was coming with the sword, didn't I? Woe to those who build their houses with sin, right? With transgression of the law, right? For from their foundation shall they be overthrown, right? That means building your temple, your house, your body up off sin, right? And your foundations are going to be thrown down, Perry. Your false doctrines are going to be thrown down. And by the sword shall they fall, and those who acquire gold and silver in judgment shall suddenly perish. Woe to you, ye rich. He's talking to the rich people. For ye have trusted in your riches, and from your riches shall ye depart, because ye have not remembered the Most High in the days of your riches. Ye have committed blasphemy and unrighteousness, and have become ready for the day of slaughter, and the day of darkness, and the day of the great judgment. Thus I speak and declare unto you, he who hath created you will overthrow you, and for your fall there shall be no compassion, and your Creator will rejoice at your destruction. And you and your righteous ones in those days shall be a reproach to the sinners and the godless, right? Like Perry, I'm a reproach, right? What does the word reproach mean? Let's get this for Perry so he could learn how to read the Bible. Let's see what reproach means here. Reproach for Perry. We're doing this for Perry. Look at this. Reproach. Address someone in such a way as to express disapproval or disappointment. The expression of disapproval or disappointment, right? So, Perry, I disapprove in your false doctrine. This is why I keep coming at you with this whole chapters, because you just don't get it. You think it's, once saved, always saved by grace. Let's read Enoch. Oh, that mine eyes were a cloud of waters, that I might weep over you, and pour down my tears as a cloud of waters, so that I might rest from my trouble of heart. Who has permitted you to practice reproaches and wickedness? And so judgment shall overtake you sinners, right? So see here, and your righteous ones in those days shall be a reproach to the sinners, right? So Perry, you reproach me, I reproach your false doctrine. Okay? Fear not the sinners, ye righteous, for again the Lord will deliver them into your hands, that ye may execute judgment upon them according to your desires. Woe to you who foment anathemas, which cannot be reversed. Healing shall therefore be far from you because of your sins. Okay? Woe to you who requite your neighbor with evil. Like Perry, he keeps calling me a sinner. For ye shall be requited according to your works. Woe to you, lying witnesses, Perry. When you say that I commit adultery, that I look at porn on my phone and I lust with my eyes, I look at women with lust, I lie, I cheat, like you said in this debate. You could go and look at the debate again, Perry. You did all these things and I kept telling you. And to those who weigh out injustice. Oh, Perry, you wasn't weighing out justice. You wasn't judging righteously, right? For suddenly ye shall perish. Woe to you, sinners, for ye persecute the righteous. Oh, wasn't you persecute me, right? Oh, look, Perry, wasn't you persecuting me, Perry? You were persecuting me in that debate, weren't you? You were persecuting me, telling me I'm trying to be self-righteous and all that, right? For you shall be delivered up and persecuted because of injustice, and heavy shall its yoke be upon you. Grounds and hopefulness for the righteous, right? Once again, woes for the wicked. Be hopeful, ye righteous, for suddenly shall the sinners perish before you. Ye shall have lordship over them according to your desires. And in the day of the tribulation of the sinners, your children shall mount and rise as eagles, and higher than the vultures will be your nest, and ye shall ascend and enter into the crevices of the earth and the clefts of the rocks forever, as conies before the unrighteous, and the sirens shall sigh because of you and weep. Wherefore fear not, ye that have suffered, for healing shall be your portion. This is talking about my people when they were brought into bondage. And a bright light shall enlighten you, and the voice of rest ye shall hear from heaven. So once again, Perry says God has not talked to people for thousands of years. But in these times, he's talking, Perry. Once again, you're outed. And you wrote that in my comments. Anybody on my subscriber, go and look at the comments Perry wrote, right? Woe unto you, ye sinners, for your riches make you appear like the righteous, right? Your riches make you appear like the righteous. This is talking about, the pastors. But your hearts convict you of being sinners. This fact shall be a testimony against you for a memorial of your evil deeds. Woe unto you who devour the finest of wheat, and drink wine from large bowls, and tread foot under foot the lowly in your might. This is talking about the rich, the celebrities, and those that eat the fanciest of food, the rich, elites and stuff. Woe to you who drink water from every fountain. This means, listen to every false doctrine. For suddenly ye shall be consumed and wither away, because ye have forsaken the fountain of life, which is the commandments and the law, right? Woe unto you who work unrighteousness and deceit and blasphemy. Perry, you blaspheme the word many times. And deceitful, right? And you work unrighteousness. It shall be a memorial against you for evil. Woe unto you, ye mighty. This is talking about the strong men, the mighty men of the earth, the merchants, right? Who with might oppress the righteous, for the day of your destruction is coming. In those days, many and good days shall come to the righteous in the day of your judgment. The evil stored for the sinners and the possessors of unrighteous wealth. Ye believe ye righteous, that the sinners will become a shame and perish in the day of unrighteousness. Be it known unto you, ye sinners, that the Most High is mindful of your destruction. Right? So you want to keep playing games, Perry, and you don't want to read whole chapters, and you want to twist the scriptures. You want to read stuff out of context, make your own doctrine. Guess what? Your destruction. And the angels of heaven rejoice over your destruction. What will ye do, ye sinners? And whither will ye flee on the day of judgment? When ye hear the voice of the prayer of the righteous, ye shall fare like unto them, against whom this word shall be a testimony. Ye have been companions of sinners, right? That's why I don't listen to you, Perry. In those days, the prayer of the righteous shall reach unto the Lord, and for you the days of your judgment shall come, and all the words of your unrighteousness shall be read out before the great and holy one. Right, Perry? When you tell people not to keep that law, all the words of your unrighteousness shall be read out before the great and holy one, and your faces shall be covered with shame, and he shall reject every work which is grounded on unrighteousness. Like you, Perry, if you don't want to read these whole chapters, it's on you. Woe to you, ye sinners, who live on the mid-ocean and in the dry land, whose remembrance is evil against you. Woe to you who acquire silver and gold in unrighteousness, and say, we have become rich with riches and have possessions and have acquired everything we have desired. These are the celebrities. And now let us do what we propose, for we have gathered silver, and many are the husbandmen in our houses, right? These are the celebrities. And our granaries are brim full as with water. And like water your lies shall flow away, for your riches shall not abide, but speedily ascend from you. For ye have acquired it in all unrighteousness, and ye shall be given over to a great curse. That's for the celebrities, right? The self-indulgence of sinners, sin originated by man, all sin recorded in heaven. Woes for the sinners. All sins are recorded in heaven. And now I swear unto you, to the wise and the foolish, for ye shall have manifold experiences on the earth. For ye men shall put on more adornments than a woman, and colored garments more than a virgin, and royalty and in grandeur and in power, and in silver and gold and in purple, and in splendor, and the food they shall be poured out as water. For they shall be wanting in doctrine and wisdom, and they shall perish thereby together with their possessions, and with all their glory and their splendor, in shame and in slaughter and in great destitution, their spirits shall be cast into the furnace of fire. He's talking about the homosexuals, right? And the people that tell them it's okay to be homosexual, right? I have sworn unto you, ye sinners, as a mountain has not become a slave, and a hill does not become a handmaid of a woman, even so sin has not been sent upon the earth, but man himself has created it. And under a great curse shall they fall who commit it, right? So, under a great curse, they shall fall. So, if I know I'm not cursed, right? I know I'm not cursed. Why? Because through everything that's happened over here, I've been blessed. I've been blessed on a tremendous level, right? I lost my job. I stay in an apartment. I was $2,200 back rent. all this stuff started happening, right? With COVID, and they giving out all this money and the stimulus checks. I'm using that to get, what I need paid off. And it's still not enough. And you know what? The Most High still is looking out for me. Still is. He backed off my landlord for, how many times he didn't close my landlord's mouth and said, look, give them a little bit more time. They're doing my work, right? So it says here, and barrenness has not been given to the woman, but on account of the deeds of her own hands, she dies without children. I have sworn unto you, ye sinners, by the Holy and Great One, that all your evil deeds are revealed in the heavens, and that none of your deeds of oppression are covered and hidden. So that means everything you do, Perry, everything you say, everything I do, everything I say is being recorded. So if I know I'm not doing anything wrong, I have nothing to worry about, right? I have nothing to worry about. If I'm teaching doctrine in truth, I have nothing to worry about. But Perry, you can't just take stuff like one verse and then try and expound and elaborate on it and make your own doctrine. You can't do that. It's not going to happen, Perry. And do not think in your spirit, nor say in your heart that ye do not know and that ye do not see that every sin is every day recorded in heaven in the presence of the Most High. From henceforth ye know that all your oppression where ye oppress is written down every day until the day of your judgment. So there you go. Woe to you, ye fools, for through your folly shall ye perish, and ye transgress against the wise, right? You transgress against the wise, and so good hap shall not be your portion. And now know ye that ye are prepared for the day of destruction. Wherefore do not hope to live, ye sinners, but ye shall depart and die. For ye know no ransom. For ye have prepared for the day of your great judgment, for the day of tribulation and great shame for your spirits. Woe to ye, ye abstinent of heart, who work wickedness and eat blood. Right? This is talking about the people that eats the animal's blood, medium rare. Right? I keep telling people the law is still here. Whence have ye good things to eat and drink and be filled from all the good things which the Lord the Most High has placed in abundance on the earth. Therefore ye shall have no peace. Woe to you who love the deeds of unrighteousness. Wherefore do ye hope for good hap unto yourselves? Know that ye shall be delivered into the hands of the righteous. Once again, the righteous are going to possess you. And they shall cut off your necks and slay you, and have no mercy upon you. Woe to you who rejoice in the tribulation of the righteous, for no grave shall be dug for you. Woe to you who set at naught the words of the righteous, for ye shall have no hope in life. Woe to you who write down lying and godless words, for they write down their lies that men may hear them. Right, Perry, which you're writing down them verses on them cards that your wife is passing you, right? You writing down your lies, right? For they write down their lies that men may hear them and act godlessly toward their neighbor. Therefore they shall have no peace, but die a sudden death. And I'm going to end it there because it just goes on and on and on. I see like 4 or 5 things Perry did. Woe to you who work godlessness and glory in lying and extol them. Ye shall perish, and no happy life shall be yours. Woe to them who prevent the words of uprightness and transgress the eternal law. Right? Transgress the eternal law. Perry, there you go again, right? And transform themselves into what they were not, into sinners, and they shall be trodden underfoot upon the earth. In those days make ready, ye righteous, to rise your prayers as a memorial and place them as a testimony before the angels, that they may place the sin of the sinners for a memorial before the Most High. In those days the nations shall be stirred up, and the families of the nations shall rise on the day of destruction. And in those days the destitute shall go forth and carry off their children, and they shall abandon them, and so that their children shall perish through them. Yeah, they shall abandon their children that are still sucklings, and not return to them. They shall have no pity on their beloved ones. So this is talk about pregnant women are going to, in the tribulation, pregnant women are going to be having babies and abandoning them. So we're going to end it there. But Perry, I told you, I warned you, bro, and we coming back tomorrow with more. We going into this next. Shalom, Perry. I hope you learned something now.